My help cometh even from the Lord, who hath made heaven and earth.
Of course, this is still the scene of a criminal investigation tonight. In fact, there are Austin police cars right down the road here on Red River. This is where police say Rashad Owens drove drunk into a crowd outside the Mohawk. That's a music venue right here on Red River Street, where you're seeing right now. KXAN investigator Robert Maxwell went to Owens' hometown of Killeen as we learn more.
We came an hour's drive north of Austin to Killeen to learn a little bit more about Rashad Owens. Austin police say he is from this city. Now, we tracked down a couple of places he lived in suburban neighborhoods very much like this. Talked with a couple of tenants in houses that he and his relatives occupied. They really didn't offer too much more information. But we did also reach out to a relative of Owens today, his girlfriend, the mother of his child, in fact, and she on Facebook wrote this. She doesn't know what to think or feel or even say right now, and that her heart is broken. We also ran Owens' name through public records and found that in late 2011 he pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor DWI out of Fairbanks, Alaska. We're also looking into seeing if he has any kind of criminal history here in Bell County, and we'll have much more on KXAN News at 9 and 10. For now, we're in Killeen. Robert Maxwell, KXAN investigates.
Robert, thank you. We are also learning more about the victims in today's crash, including this man, Stephen Kronmar. Police say Kronmar was riding his bicycle when Owens hit him. The 35-year-old Dutch citizen was in town with the music agency Massive Music. That company had a party planned for tonight, but they have since canceled those plans. And we are learning about those who survived as well. Coming up in about 7 minutes, we'll hear from one family who rushed down from Dallas to be with their daughter after this crash. And that crash overnight leads to a lot of us to wonder how safe the roads are downtown here during South by. During his news conference, Chief Art Acevedo talked about the madness downtown with barricades and officers. In fact, barricades just like this one. They don't use these immovable barriers because emergency vehicles need access, and they might not have helped during this time anyway.
When somebody acts intentionally, it's very difficult to stop. So if you have a car here, you go around the car. You had a police officer in uniform that was forced to jump out of the way.
Those first responders really did an incredible job. Today, I learned that they actually train for situations just like this one, a car driving into a crowd. For a mass casualty event like this one, they actually have these stickers. They're called a triage tag, and they attach them to all of the victims on the scene. They have color-coded red, yellow, green, and black. Unfortunately, here last night, there were 5 victims tagged red. That means critical condition, and 2 of them, of course, with a black color-coded tag, which meant dead on the scene. Just a couple of hours ago, I spoke to EMS Chief James Hawley, who was here and talked to me about what he saw 2 minutes after he got on scene.
In that area, we had a large number of pedestrians and just civilians all over the place.
What did you see?
Well, when I first arrived at 10th and Red River, I had at least 4 or 5 individuals laying on the ground. A couple appeared unconscious with surrounded in blood. I looked over to my right and I saw some fantastic citizens and civilians doing CPR on another individual sitting on the corner.
What does it say to you about this community that the people who were standing around jumped in to help?
You know, it may sound cliche, but I think it actually symbolizes what the American spirit is. And despite the day-to-day of how people may be self-serving or selfish in their views, the mankind's always willing to help somebody, and that is absolutely true for Austin.
Well, that deadly crash may have changed the tone along Red River tonight, but you can see the crowds are still here for South by Southwest. Organizers of this music festival said many of the shows must go on, and not having the performances could cause even more problems. Just south of here right now, a large crowd is gathering for one of the biggest shows tonight. That is Lady Gaga, expected to play at Stubbs. Our Kevin Schwaller has more on that.
Less than 24 hours after that deadly crash, and it's hard to tell anything happened here in the Red River District. Fans are coming out here lined up for the Lady Gaga show. We've seen staff members and promoters walking down the street with carts of beer and handing out promotional materials. This crash happened just down the road here. Cheer Up Charlie's is now open after being closed for its day show. We also talked with a musician playing here during South by Southwest who witnessed what happened last night.
I just wanted to help him, man. I ran up to see, but I got 2 feet away from her, and I knew that she was gone. We were actually supposed to play today, but we canceled our show because it was shook up, man. I don't really feel like performing.
Even though we're still seeing a lot of foot traffic up and down Red River here, many of the fans I've spoken with are still thinking about what happened overnight. Reporting in Austin, Kevin Schwaller, KXAN News.
Well, this alleged drunk driving crash was unique in Austin because there were so many witnesses. KXAN's Lindsey Bramson talked with a pair of brothers who were here and saw what happened. In fact, their video has now gone viral.
The further we got down to the street, we began to see people with their faces streaked with blood, and then eventually one woman whose hand was grasping another, she had a pool of blood underneath her. Nearby, there were CMTs doing CPR on another person.
Daniel Villarreal and his brother Socrates are 2 journalists in town from Dallas. They were here covering the festival and were just feet away from where the crash happened. They quickly pulled out an iPhone and started capturing the immediate response.
So many people were walking home and crying, or walking home, and you couldn't tell if they were injured or just incredibly affected by what they saw.
And the more bodies I saw, the more I was overcome by just this the fear and grossness of the event.
This is one assignment these 2 brothers say they won't forget. Lindsey Bramson, KXAN News.
Incredible video and such a tragedy. That is the story from downtown Austin tonight. We are going to have complete in-depth team coverage throughout the night.
It's tournament time for the Horns in Kansas City. Coming up in sports, what UT has to do to beat West Virginia for the 3rd time in 2014.
This device could keep your kid from skipping class.
It showed me the importance of attendance and how not to be tardy.
KXAN investigates why Austin schools have cut the program. Coming up, but first.
27 years. This is the first time in those 27 years that we've had an incident of this kind.
Austin, in the aftermath of a car crashing into a downtown crowd. The victims of this South by Southwest tragedy, next.
We can tell you that 2 suspects are at large.
We'll break down exactly what you need to know to keep your kids safe.
We took a look in depth at the type of crime that these cameras downtown.
City Hall Council members just reached a decision.
This Friday, for 1 day only, save on sales tax, not once, but twice. That's double the tax savings. Oh, and did I mention you could get your purchase for free? Friday only at Ashley Furniture Home Store.
I know one thing, if you use just a little bit of common sense, a little bit used makes a lot of sense.
That's why at Charles Mont Toyota, you'll always find an incredible selection of late model certified pre-owned Toyotas, all guaranteed to look and perform like new, with all this for just a fraction of the new car price.
Like this certified pre-owned Camry, you can buy it right now for $12,998.
So hurry in to Charles Mont Toyota, 8400 Research Boulevard.
If you shop us, you'll save.
We guarantee it.
Town & Country Leather's store-wide clearance sale. Now through Monday, save hundreds on the 50 best designs you're ever going to find. Like this Natuzzi designer sofa, not $3,000, only $19.99. This Bernhard sectional, not $6,000, just $39.99. Plus the best selection of home theater seating in Austin. Town & Country Leather's store-wide clearance sale. Corner of Anderson and Burnett, and our new location on Highway 71 across from the Hill Country Galleria. Thanks for shopping local.
79 years and still growing. Capital Chevrolet, the fastest growing Chevy dealer in Austin. Proof that friendly service and low prices go hand in hand. It's a family tradition for 3 generations. A culture we developed downtown and continues today at our I-35 and William Cannon location. We're Austin's original Chevy store and the fastest growing Chevy dealer. I-35 south of downtown at the William Cannon exit.
This Friday, for 1 day only, save on sales tax, not once, but twice. That's double the tax savings. Oh, and did I mention you could get your purchase for free? Friday only at Ashley Furniture Home Store.
KXAN weather is sponsored by Camper Clinic 2, an exclusive lifetime warranty dealer.
The more you know about RVs, Camper Clinic, the better we look.
It's been an emotional day for the family members of the victims in today's crash. Late this afternoon, we learned the name of the woman who died in the crash. She's 27-year-old Jamie West of Austin. Along with the two people who died, the crash injured nearly 24 others. And tonight, doctors continue to care for those victims. KXAN's Omar Lewis live at UMC Brackenridge, where he spoke with family members of one young victim there. Omar.
Robert, those victims range in age from 17 to 39. Here at Brackenridge, they're still treating a total of 6 of those patients involved in that crash. We're told 3 are listed in critical condition, 2 are listed in good condition, and that 6th patient is listed in fair condition as well. The Shanika Davis tells me she got a call in Fort Worth at 3 o'clock this morning. The caller said a car struck her niece, Kertisha Davis, and Kertisha's boyfriend 200 miles away at South by Southwest. 18-year-old Kertisha Davis is now here at Brackenridge in critical condition, suffering from broken bones and a spinal injury. Her boyfriend, 18-year-old Dre Tatum, is in the intensive care unit. Doctors say those critical patients have been undergoing surgeries all day, suffering from things like cardiac arrest and major head injuries. The Davis family tells me Kertisha and Dre were just enjoying Austin's South by Southwest on spring break when the crash happened.
All she's talked about was lovely things here until the accident. And she just saying, why? Why did he have to ruin our fun?
And the suspect, who police say drove through that intersection, was taken here to Brackenridge as well. He was treated and released for minor injuries. 2 other victims were treated over at St. David's Medical, and they are listed in fair condition. For now, we're live downtown. Omar Lewis, KXAN News.